screen. Okay, perfect. So let's go with the lowest to the highest. Okay, so XSPA. So XSPA, I think it is consolidating very well between that, this is a weekly one. Okay, let's take 4 hours. So if you really take a 4 hours chart, right? So a couple of things what we can look at. One is it has got a nice support around 1.5. And then it has got a nice support, another support here, like around 1.8. So if it, as long as it consolidates in this range, the chances of this one going is really high. That is one part. The other part, I think their business model has changed recently from, just providing the spa to the COVID testing in the airports. Mm-hmm. So looks like, with the increased the pandemic situation, they will definitely be profitable, I think, going forward, I believe. So anytime it stays above that 1.9 or even 1.8, the current price, so it has a lot of potential to go up. And look at this volume. This is the super volume, actually. There's 9 million or something that kind of pushed the stock here. So this will become another critical, support like 1.66. So that will be the golden opportunity to buy, I think, or if it comes to 1.66. Okay. But otherwise, stock technically it is looking pretty nice. Another thing we can see is this. Look at this. So one hump. Second one, I think it broke, but again, it consolidated very well and it came back. And then again, it came back here. Mm-hmm. So looks like it is finding a very good strength around here. Like it's kind of an uptrend channel, I would say here, if we take this chart like this, right? So it is trying to come back into the channel and, as long as it finds supports around 1.8 and 1.9, so it has to keep going up. So looking overall positive, that's what I can say as far as XSPA is concerned. Okay. And the UVXY part, if we see, like it did break that $14, okay, and if it comes back above this 14, like it's weeks, right? End of the day, it keeps popping up and coming down. So what I was looking at was its options. Where did it go? February 18th. Just a minute. Yeah. So if you see here, so for January, like we did not have much of a volume like when I last posted, but it got some lot of love, like around $15. Look at this, 10,000 has come in, and here like 7,500 came in. So let's look at this one. This one. This. I need it for this one. 10.75. Okay. Quick chart. Oh, not that. Concussion chart. Oh, sorry, I was populating the wrong one. Okay. Yeah. So if you really see this, right, look at the open interest of that particular option, which is basically this one, $15, 15 strike price. The open interest has increased like anything. So that indicates there is something cooking up. That is for January 21st. But if we really see February, I think now from February they have moved to January, I think. Earlier it was, I was seeing a lot of open interest here compared to, not the open interest, I think the strike price, if you see here, right? Like for 20, okay? So if you put a sell call, it is 1.67, right? And here for 12 at the money price, if you give the, sell call, like it's around $3. Look at the spread, like for $8, it is just 80 cents. So that is the thing, like, and it's very crazy. So one can just close their eyes and then put for 8 cents, you can put a spread, which is pretty cool. So look at this 20 and then 12, right? So 12 to 20, very good spread, like 80 cents, not much of a loss or a risk ratio. If you see, I mean, it's pretty good actually. So only thing is, it should not close below. Even if it closes below $12, the chances, I think at this moment, it looks pretty not normal. So let's see how this goes. But overall, I think as far as the UVXY is concerned, like it's definitely the VIX, and because of the COVID situation, so we don't know, like, in between there will be some spikes for sure. So just to hedge it, it will be really good if you would like to, depending upon your portfolio size. Okay, but this is very interesting now. So open interest going up to 10,000 for a $15 strike price, something really interesting happening. Okay, so that's what I was saying. And even if we look at the 4-hour chart here, so this is the important point we have to keep. If it crosses 14, so then nothing like it. It just keeps going up. So, and the next stop will be if it really breaks above 14, the next stop will be 19 for it. Okay. So naturally the 12 to 20 spread of 70 cents or something, it just gives pretty decent, return. So that's a key level. What I'm talking about is that 14 and 19. So that $5 is very critical for UVXY. Okay. So yeah, that's about UVXY.
Awesome.
Let's look at the QS. QS, I think it has now finding its support here around 21. Okay, so if it breaks 21, like, it has potential to go further down. I think this is the price range what we were looking at, I think, last time. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. So if we really see here, like we had given this range for it. So I think this time it stayed below this median point what we had provided. Okay, so basically below 21 it has more downside. Okay, so the company wise it's good, that's what we all know about, but that is something it will take time to really maybe another 2-3 years. If we keep that in a long-term horizons, then it might be good. But overall, it is still bullish. Nothing has changed for it to really come up from the technical perspective. It is just consolidating between this range around 19 to 30. So that is what the range what we can look at. But if it breaks this, so then expect it to come to, let's say, $14-15 kind of a range. Okay. Next, okay, Nova. Nova, I think it was in a good trend. It broke, and after that, it is unable to cross this resistance line. And here also, it broke this resistance line. So right now, it is trying to find some support here. Right here. Yeah. So if it stays below 24, so then you can expect it to come here. So easy second target will be the sell target, I would say. So 20 is an easy one. And if it doesn't, so then all the way to 12. So right now the trend seems to be a downward trend. It doesn't look to me a positive trend at this moment. Okay. So if you have it, maybe buying a put or it's kind of a married put, and then sell call. So those kind of things will be good if you would like to reduce the overall cost of owning it. Okay. So that's no, or see, the thing is, the problem with this one is like it could suddenly take a jump, but the thing is, right now, overall, if we see the pattern, it's kind of looking negative. Okay. So for it to really become positive, then it has to stay above 24. If it stays above 24, then you can expect it to keep it going up. Okay. So that's about Nova. As far as Ford is concerned, as I mentioned earlier also, I think it just did that breakout. It is touching 25, so I'm hoping it will test the 35 range also. If we see, I think this is what we were expecting it to go. So 28 seems to be a decent target. Okay, so look at this. The next one, the resistance will come around 21, sorry, the 31, right? And then it has to hit 37. But after that, once it hits 37 and breaks above 37, then nothing like it. But it takes time. It's because it's a multi-year chart. But overall trend is up, and especially this breakout above this $18 was critical. So after that, I think it's not seeing downward side. All that it can do is come back to maybe 20 range and consolidate, and again can go up to 28. Okay. So overall, this breakout, whatever happened here, the resistance, right, like around 12, so that was critical, and the 17.5 was critical. So I think the next stop, nearest stop, what we can think of is around 28. Okay. But overall, something that we can hold for sure. Viacom, I think Viacom did, I mean, if you really look at it, like this week was very critical. I mean, this month is very critical. So if we see some positive momentum, like if it stays above this 32 level, so then it has potential to go to 50 again. Okay. So, but it looks like it has got some good strength. So let's look at the weekly chart. So on the weekly chart, we have got a first green Fibonacci candle, which is good sign. So the last week was pretty good with the kind of movement what we saw. And look at this doji. So this was the critical point actually for us. The previous week where it formed the doji, and now it has formed a solid green candle. So, and if it remains above 32, so then you can expect it to go to 39 and the rest of the other targets. Okay. But overall, I think Viacom has got a good support. I mean, the good consolidation here around 28 level, and then it's taking upward direction. Overall, momentum is positive. That's what it is looking like. So hopefully, let's see this week what happens. Okay. And the Lucid Motors also is trying to struggle. This is a weekly call. I mean, the weekly candle, if you see the Heiken-Ashi one. So it has to retest its 58 and all that. Let's look at this. So this is almost 50% of this cup, what we have seen here. So as long as I think it stays above this 35 level, next week I expect it to close, around 42 only. I mean, stay above 42. So if it stays above 42, so then you can expect it to form like a handle and then go up 58. So somewhere we'll have to look at this direction, upward direction, and find good support around this 35 level. Okay. So Lucid Motors, I think overall it is looking good on a weekly chart. So the confirmation is required in the next week. And even if you look at the day chart, look at this nice, it completed the cup. Almost 50% it has come back and it is trying to go up. Okay. So it has got the first green candle. Let's see the next week, next 5 candles will be green. Okay, so just keep an eye on this. It's a very important level where it was consolidating around 35 level for a quite good number of days, actually, if you see here, right? So it is pretty good consolidation in this range. This is the range. The consolidation happened. So let's see, this acts as a rounded bottom and then, or it just goes sideways and then goes up, something like this. Okay, but overall it looks pretty positive. So Verizon, I think it did come above this 52 level. Looks like, it has got that resistance in this region. So if you see here, Verizon kind of has this resistance here, right? So 53 to 54. Once it crosses this 54, like nothing like it will head towards 59. Okay. And it has done that in the past for several times. So no rocket science here. If you see here on a monthly chart, so it kind of keeps, it's an overall, it's a very slow moving, but overall I think the trend is good. So we did have that support around, worst case scenario was for 48. I think it did not, like it was about to break this long-term, the support line, the non-horizontal line. Luckily, it did close above this, which is good. Okay, so anytime it closes above 54, so I think, but once it crosses 59, so then we can expect it to go to 70. But overall, stock seems to be, again, in a good momentum. Okay.
So stop is 48 or 49,
yeah, I mean, see, if worst case scenarios, when it falls, like it will come to 48, 49. So that's been its trend. Okay, it's long-term consolidation. That it is actually due breakout sometime.
Okay.
So, but we're just waiting. So look at this is the long-term one. Look at this nice upwards, and then it did form. It did form again small cup here. Like again, it just pulled back. So anytime it just crosses, stays above this 59. Look at the 69.5, and then
boom.
It can stop this stock. We need to be a little careful here. We don't know when that bull time comes for this one, but when it comes pretty solid. You can easily expect a decent, like $100+ in the long run. And these are definitely value stocks, right? I mean, hopefully we will get some good momentum for this value stocks in coming years. look at it. It's going right above 120 or something like that, but pretty solid. So the trend is up. So all that it has to do is close above 59. Okay.
Awesome.
So, but it's a multi-month, so you never know like how this kind of movements will come. Okay, so just keep an eye on Verizon. So looks like very good, support it has got. PFE, I think this I've told long time back itself. The day it crossed this 43, look at it. I mean, no rocket science again. So look at the curve handle, and then it just broke out, right? So the next target is easy target is 71, and then continues to go up. Okay, so that is PFE, and then comes CRSP. So CRISPR Therapeutics, I think it is at a very good support level now. This is the support 75, but it's unfortunate to see that is kind of not showing a very good strength here. Just be careful at this level. It should bounce at this level like 65, but if it doesn't bounce, then we can expect it to go to 52 level. If it breaks 67, the next stop is somewhere here around 52. Okay, so not a very good buying time unless you're willing to take like $10 or $15 kind of a difference and then wait for it to go up. But at this moment, this looks to be, if you own the stock again, put and sell calls. So those are the strategies that will help you. Okay, just to reduce the overall cost of holding. And look at it, like it went almost from 37 to 220, and now it's back. So huge correction that happened. So, and that too, we are not getting any green signal there. So because this was 74 was a very critical level. So the next critical level is this one only, 52. Okay. So let's see if it really breaks that. One more thing what we can try here, not really a meaningful one, but somewhere around this. So yeah, I think that is also taking it to this level, 52 level only. So it might find some good support around 50s, 50 to 55. That is the
turned on and off.
Okay, so let's go to the MRK. So MRK is in a nice consolidation zone between 70 to 90, has been a pretty nice consolidation. This is a weekly one. Imagine from almost like 2015, 2018, 2019, last 3 years, very good consolidation. This time, if it breaks 86, nothing can stop it. It can easily go to 130. So MRK seems to be pretty good from the chart perspective. Okay. So look at it. It's so beautiful. Each time it came here, you can see easy bounce. Each time it came here, like 70s, easily goes to 90. So that is the range it is going. Hopefully this time it crosses. If not, again, expect it to come back to 70. Okay. But that is the range, safe range that it is playing right now. Okay. It's not breaking 70. Upstart, yeah, these are all like very much momentum stocks. So it is the speed at which they go up, the speed at which they come down now.
Thank God you had warned about this, not to buy Upstart.
So look at this one. This selling was a heavy selling. So these guys will not allow this stock to go above this 237 and all that. So naturally it kept on falling. So maybe 105, it might find some support, or else straight away expect it to come to 80s and then to 37 kind of a range if it breaks. Right now, the overall trend doesn't look healthy. Okay.
Got it. Got it. Even Basu, the earnings were great. It's got the whatever the P ratios and everything was fantastic.
I
Still,
mean, yeah, see, look at this one. I mean, one good thing is if you look at the monthly candle, so after this huge sell-off, the candle size has come down and the wick is also low. But we have to see, it has to find the support around the current level, like 100, not even 100, 106. So if it is going to form a cup here, then there is a possibility there. But it has to, couple of months will tell us whether the trend is changing. Right now, the trend is still downwards. That much is for sure.
got it.
Trend is down, so it has to take a turn. So and naturally, when it is going at such a high speed, that taking a turn is something magic has to happen like this. So yeah. So overall, it's a risky shot.
Risky shot.
Yeah.
Got it.
So AMD after this breakout above this channel, it did go to 165, and now it is testing the support at this level around that 130, 134. So it did kind of became a double bottom around 130, hopefully. So it bounces back. If it doesn't, so then expect it to come back to this like 122 and then to 104 for it to really bounce up. I mean, yeah. Just a minute. Let me take this weekly call. Yeah. So this is the range. Hopefully it is forming this kind of a cup here. Okay. But it is struggling right now. It is struggling. The direction is not known, but the range will be like pretty huge. Like if it breaks 128, 130, this level, so then expect it to come to 110, this within this range. Okay. But if it holds this support line, so then it is going to go up. So maybe around 140 to 142. So it has to stay above that 140 range for it to really form a nice cup, something like this. Okay. So let's see if it forms that, because right now it is in this range, like 140 to 164. So, but in between it is leaving that support line. Okay. So Baidu, I think it is finding some support around this level. So whatever that 147 to 153, I think that is the range. It did try to break this 145, and I think it came to 132, right? So let's do this daily chart. Yeah. So in the daily chart, it did find some support here around 133. So that seems to be pretty strong, and it is taking a turn. So the next targets will be like 166. So, and then it will find some resistance around 166. Okay. So the current stock price is like 153. So hopefully it will reach 166 in coming days. Okay. Disney, I think Disney overall, it has found that 150 support and has got resistance around 160. Last week, I think it tried to break above 160 a couple of times, but it did not. But if it breaks, so then the next target will be like 170 and then 186 and go up. But overall, I think Disney has that habit of consolidating for a quite number of days, actually a number of weeks. So considering that, I think it is going to, struggle here for some time and between 150 to 160, and then once it stays above 170, so then you can expect it to go up. But until such time, it will find the resistance. The good news is we are seeing 2 green candles. Hopefully next week also another green candle will come in. Okay.
Nancy has bought a lot of calls
For Disney.
for Disney. Yeah.
Okay. So let's see how it plays out. because so that's what I think 160 has been a big resistance for it. Okay, so just keep an eye on that. Okay, so if you have a lot of calls, then buy some put if you try to, so that just in case if it comes to 150, you are kind of saved, unless you have some good the delta for that. Okay, because the problem is like the consolidation was there for quite a some in long time, like 170 to 185, and then it broke that 170 and came down. So naturally, after it broke, so it will take time to really go up. Okay, so just be careful on that. But looks like overall seems to be positive. Okay, so all the best for your calls. Okay, Lily is kind of going sideways in this channel. Maybe I think last time we tried to put this. So it has this support around 240. So 240 seems to be a good support. But overall, I think it's just in the sideways with the resistance here. So let's increase our the width where it can move. So it is going to be 240 to 280. That is the range. So until it crosses that range, like 280, like we can't expect it to move further high. Okay. So maybe it's going to rest for some time between 240 and 280. Okay. So any spread in that range will be a good one. Again, our NVIDIA is also doing the same thing. So strong support around 270. So if it holds the 270, then you can expect it to form another cup here, small cup, right? So that will take the stock about 346. Overall, I think so far all good news. So let's see if it holds 270. So 270, keep it as a mark for it to really have a great support. Okay, so that is NVIDIA. Snow, like I think after it touched like 400, nice pullback. Okay, so and then solid pullback after the 384, the 400 range. I think our initial target was somewhere here, right? So around 400 only. So it should have touched 429, but this was the resistance. It acted as a double top here, I think. So now it has to find support around 288. It should not break 288. So if it breaks 288, then some more pain will be there till it really comes back in action. Okay. So just wait for it to stay about 288 and then take a turn. But right now, overall, the momentum seems to be down, and hopefully the selling is reduced here, like because I'm seeing the small candles here, so indicating that something like this. So I'm expecting something like this to happen. So if it stays above 280, nothing like it. Again, it will regain its glory of 400, 429. Okay. But overall, like kind of a cup, and then almost 50% of this particular cup, I would say, it has come down. So hopefully it stays above this level, 288 level or 280 level, you can say. Okay. So that is no. Microsoft, I think last time I had mentioned like it has strong resistance at 345, and it did obey that resistance. It did not cross that. So now it is coming back into this zone of support. So hopefully it holds this support level. Okay, so after this, look at it, such a nice, beautiful resistance pullback. So again, now it is finding some good support around 310 level. So it should find, it will be a good time to really, accumulate some Microsoft here around this 310 range. Okay, so max it might cross like 305 and then come back to this worst case scenarios I'm talking about. Come back to this 300 level, but it will find some support. Okay, so good pullback in Microsoft as expected. Yeah. So Goldman Sachs, nothing to worry. It is just that sideways consolidation. Okay, so between 380 to 420, like $40 consolidation is happening for Goldman Sachs. Yeah, so this is it. So nice. We got a green Heikenaishi candle, but still don't just go by that, because when the stock is consolidating in this range, we can't help it. Like, all that you can do is come up with your strategy to play with that range. Okay, so that is the Goldman Sachs. And then last but not the least, the Tesla. So Tesla, just let's look at this. So Tesla did find its double top around this level, right? Around 1250 level. It's kind of a range I would take. Okay, so let's look at this one. Okay, so strong resistance around that 1200 level. I did bring the stock down, and it did break this downward channel also. So this was very critical, like 1060 or 1050 kind of a level. So it did break this, finding some support around 1020. So worst case scenarios, like again 977 and 900 level, if it wants to come back into the downward channel. Okay, but right now stock is in a downward trend. I mean, short-term downward trend, I would say. Okay, so if we really look at it's not looking good here. So right now it's in a hopefully after this cup, long term, if you see, yes, it is kind of forming another cup, and it has to stay about 1200 for it to really go to like 1500 levels. But right now, stock is consolidating in 1000 level. Okay, so I think the worst case scenarios could be like 980 kind of 980 to. I mean, this is very rare, but 891, anything can happen. But right now, it has already tested it. Okay, that 900 level. We'll have to see whether it really forms that kind of a negative downward trend. Okay, but overall 4 hour short term, pullback is there. So it has to come back above this level for it to really form another cup here. Okay, so it's kind of small shoulder and head, and then maybe another shoulder if it forms. Not exactly head and shoulder, but kind of giving that pattern for us. Okay.
So this coincides with the UVXY Jan 15th.
Yeah.
Probably it probably might test 980.
Something is cooking up on French. That's right.
So 980 and then bounce and rally up.
Yes,
hopefully.
Yes, that's correct. Okay, I think we are on top of all the. Let's look at the ES quickly. So today, I think. So it did open up higher. The best part is like it did open gap up like to 472, and now that is acting as a resistance for it. This is a 1 minute one. Okay, I just wanted to see like what happened at 3 o'clock. So 3 o'clock it did gap up. Market did gap up, but then after that, it just pulled back to 4650 to complete the double bottom. Okay, somewhere here, like 4650. So this seems to be pretty strong zone for us, especially this. I don't want that by ES to break this level. So look at, I mean, I am expecting whatever happened here, you see here, a nice hump, and then it kind of broke above that. So that's how it should, that reversal should happen, but not sure how it is going to happen because this was a very strong, sell that happened in this range. 4750 level. This is the level. Okay, so we had a very strong selling here. So that kind of brought the the ES down. So now it is kind of forming another, hump here. Like hopefully it stays above. This acts as that 4650 acts as a support. It should not break that tomorrow. Okay, it has to stay above that, and hopefully if it stays above 4715, I mean around 4,700, I would say. If it stays above 4,700 tomorrow, nothing like it. It can just keep going up and up and up. So only thing is it should not break this 4650. Okay, because my worry is like if it does, so then we can expect it to come to this level. So 4,500, like another 100 points, I would say. So only after 100 points, it can just go up. But this is a critical range that we are currently waiting for. Okay. So let's keep that in mind. So in case if this happens, so we'll have to be careful. Okay.
Hey, Basu,
can I look at Amazon also?
Which one? Amazon? Okay. Let me add it to the list here.
So a quick question on the previous one. So what is that? Is that a direct relationship between ESH22 and SPX? Is 1:1 or?
It should be just a minute.
Sure.
This one. Okay. Come back to you. Okay. So okay, SPXs will be SPX, right? You said, yeah.
True. Yes.
Okay. This will be a direct relationship. Yes.
Direct. Okay. 1:1. Got it. Okay. So 4650.
Whichever is the current future, right? Whichever is the current future, so it will align to that. Because you will find like next December 2022 also, so different features will be there, right? So whatever is the current future, so that's where it aligns to.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's go to the Amazon. Sorry, this is a 1 hour one. Yeah. So Amazon is in this consolidation zone now. So between the 3133, so this to this. The worst case scenario for that is like 2,888. So maybe some scalping can be done. So just keep a buy order for like 2,900 or 2,888 or something like that. So if you'd like to accumulate Amazon at that level, okay. So, but right now pain is there. So short-term pain is there. That's it. That's what I can say. Short-term pain is there. And whenever it hits that 3180, so then it's going to, go up. Okay. So it will become positive only if it stays above 3450, this level. But right now, look at the consolidation range that it is going in. So a huge consolidation zone. Okay.
Okay, Basu, can you check CRM if you have some time?
Yeah, sure. We do have.
Thank you.
So, Vijay, to your point, so this is just a consolidation phase. Okay, so it depends upon what positions you have, and so you can play around with that range. Okay, so keep this as a range, like 3,100 to 3,400, like that 400 range. It will be there. I'm not giving you a precise, but that is the high level range what you can keep in mind. Okay. So you wanted CRM, right? Okay. So CRM, yeah, it was not a good timing, I believe. Yeah. So CRM did break this 284. Okay. So back in November. So that's when the pain started coming in. So the worst case scenario for that is this 209. But I think it was kind of a oversold situation that it is in. Do you know any bad news or something about that company? Sales?
Yeah, there was some bad news. They said like their capital expense is more or something lately.
Oh, okay. Because
I know
otherwise they should be doing well actually, considering even the chart if you see a nice breakout about 209, so it did take it up. But I think it will be a good peak, like if it the current 228 level and all that. Seems
Okay.
pretty good for some accumulation here around this level. Looks good to me. I mean, at least, I mean,
Okay.
though it may not be showing any upward momentum at this moment, but if you're looking from the investment perspective, I think seems to be pretty good accumulation, opportunity here around 200 to 220, whatever that range.
Okay. In the zone.
Yeah, because it has got a good support around that.
Yeah.
Level. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so that's it. Anything else before we wrap it up? Okay, sounds good, guys. So thank you.
Thanks.
And
Appreciate it.
yeah, have a
Thank you, Vasu.
good week.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Vasu. Good night.
Okay, bye-bye. Good night.
Good night.